I grew up in North Dakota. If you've never been, picture the flattest, emptiest place you can imagine, and then make it flatter and emptier. Towns of 200 people, dirt roads that go nowhere for 20 miles. When you're a teenager out there, you find ways to keep yourself sane. Our group was 6 of us, all juniors, all bored out of our minds. We'd stumbled onto something that kept us occupied for the better part of 2 years. We researched murders, old county cases, disputes between farmers, disappearances that were ruled something they probably weren't. We'd find the location, drive out at night with flashlights and cheap beer, film ourselves exploring. It sounds dark, but it genuinely was the most entertainment available within 100 miles. Eventually, we ran out of murders, so we pivoted to abandoned farmsteads. And out there, you are absolutely spoiled for choice. After a while, you get an eye for spotting them from the road. Rut tracks leading into fields where no road should be. Deliberate tree groves planted as windbreaks generations ago, still standing long after the house they protected was forgotten. Old mailbox posts with nothing left on them. You learn to read the landscape. Most of the houses were the same. Broken windows, collapsed roofs. Whatever was left inside had rotted away. Interesting enough to explore, nothing that stayed with you. Then, one night in late October, we spotted a tree grove about half a mile off the road that didn't look right. We drove through the field toward it, and the house came into view. Single story, white paint mostly intact, roof solid. Not ancient, not falling apart. Just sitting there in the dark in the middle of a field with no road leading to it. Padlocks on the outside of the doors. We'd never seen that before. But they were old and corroded and didn't last long. We pushed into the kitchen, and that's when we all stopped. The table was set for a meal. Plates, bowls, cutlery, everything in its place, nothing broken. In 2 years of abandoned houses, we had never once walked into anything like this. The fridge had rotted food in it. Cupboards fully stocked. Mail on the counter, postmarked early June 1976. A TV guide in the living room with UFOs on the cover from the same month. Family photos still on the walls. Mom, Dad, brother, sister, all smiling in their 70s clothes. Wardrobes upstairs full of clothes. Furniture dusty but completely intact. This house hadn't been moved out of. Someone had locked the door from the outside and never come back. Whatever was happening here on an evening in June 1976 was still happening, frozen in place, which was sort of cool to see at the same time as it was creepy. We went upstairs and split into pairs for the 3 bedrooms. My mate Danny and I took the nearest one. We were barely inside when we heard it from the room at the end of the hall. 2 of them screaming, "Oh, shit," at the same time. The kind of sound that comes out before your brain catches up with your eyes. Then silence. We ran into the hallway. The 2 of them were standing in the doorway of the far room, just pointing inside, saying, "You have to go in. You have to see it." I went in. Queen-sized bed against the right wall, and propped up on the pillows, blanket drawn to the waist, arms folded neatly on top, was a life-sized porcelain doll. Snow-white skin, jet black hair, dead glass eyes with red paint dripping down its eyes that caught our flashlight beams and lit up. The head was turned toward the door, deliberately, precisely, facing whoever walked in. It had been sitting like that for God knows how long. And when we opened that door, it was looking straight at us. We left, fast. It was on the drive back that it really hit us. This family had left everything. Food, clothes, photos. None of it worth taking or packing up, apparently. But someone had set up that doll, positioned in that bed with its head turned toward the door, and then locked up and never came back. Almost like a sick prank. That was one of the last things done in that house before they left. We looked into the family afterwards, found their names from the mail. No accident, no tragedy, no record of them turning up anywhere else. It's like they disappeared off the radar. The county had eventually taken the land for unpaid taxes, explaining the padlocks. But that was it. They were just gone. And whatever reason they had for leaving that doll turned and waiting in the dark for 20 years, they took it with them.